I'm here with two-time Freshman of the Week, Raegan Beers, forward for the Oregon State Beavers. Raegan, we have to talk about your last game against UCLA, a huge win for your team, and you got your eighth double-double of the season, 22 points, 15 rebounds. Talk me through that game. What did you like about the looks, and how were you able to stay aggressive through the whole game?
Yeah, obviously it was super hard. I mean, UCLA is a very good team. All of Pac-12 is, and we knew going in that this was going to be a war. It was going to be a battle the whole game because they are a really good team. We had to focus on rebounding because they're really good at that. And so that was definitely a key. So it was super important for me and everybody else to do well in the rebounding. So thankfully we did do that well. And it was a great environment to play in too. I mean, Gil was
Mhm.
crazy. It was so fun. UCLA did a good job of kind of messing some stuff up, but in the end, we executed what we needed to execute, and our guards did a really good job of getting me the ball on time where I needed to be, in the exact spot where I needed to be. I mean, Bendu and Talia did such a good job of
Mhm.
getting me through that game. Honestly, near the end, the last couple of minutes, I was a little stressed. I mean, freshman in that position, it was a little stressful, um, but it was so good. Bendu and Talia did such a good job leading our team. Getting us hype in the end when we needed to, and executing plays down the stretch.
Yes, I would not wanna switch places with you in those pressure moments, but you killed it, and one of my favorite things about your game is the efficiency. You did all that in 26 minutes, and normally you're shooting 60% from the field in just over 20%, 20 minutes a game. Where does that motor come from? Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta can't take any time for granted, right? I've had some injuries in my career, ACL, torn labrum. I mean, I've sat out for a good chunk, so I know just as well as anybody that time is special when it comes to sports. It can be taken away just like that. So when God gives you a gift, you better use it. So in the short time that I have in, whether it's 26 minutes, whether it's 39 minutes, like Bendu got to
Mhm.
play, use your time
Mhm.
and make it impactful. I mean, it's all you can do when you play at this level, especially against really good teams, is play your absolute best at the highest level you possibly can, and then learn from it and grow from it and become better next game.
Yeah, and as a team, I feel like you guys are growing and learning every single time through every single game. You mentioned the rebounding. You guys dominated the glass against UCLA and against USC. You really that is your MO. That's what you guys are doing. What work are you guys putting in behind closed doors to make sure that once you step on the floor, you guys know you're going to dominate the rebounding game?
Yeah, of course, like I said, USC, UCLA, both phenomenal rebounding teams. And obviously, at the beginning of this season, our rebounding wasn't where any of us wanted it to be, especially coaches and especially us. We weren't holding each other accountable in practice. We were just letting it slide, and that wasn't okay. So we knew we needed to adjust that and figure that out because when Pac-12 hits, we knew that wasn't going to be okay, and we were going to pay for every missed rebound, every missed turnover, every mistake that we made. We were going to pay for it.
Mhm.
So in practice, we're just continuing to get on each other. I mean, hold each other accountable, and especially Bennu and Talia and all the returners and the Schlexis, the upperclassmen, the vets that have been here and in this conference long enough to know that that's what it takes. They're doing a great job of holding the younger people accountable and getting honest when maybe we miss around practice. It might not seem too bad in practice, but you do that in a game, and that's 2 3 points,
Mhm.
which could be a difference between a win and a loss. So it's super important. They're doing a great job, our leadership roles. And of course, our coaches getting on us when we need to do that, need to do it better. And of course, we're working on it and getting better, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, you are. And you mentioned your teammates and the leadership. I feel like just holding each other accountable is kind of the answer to this question. But what makes your team so special and so unique? Because it's a tough matchup for any other team when you have big posts, quick guards. I feel like you guys are a nightmare matchup for everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like we are, and honestly, lots of Pac-12 teams are exactly like that. You have some really quick guards in every team. You have some amazing post players, some of the best in the country. I mean, in this Pac-12 conference, and that means you get to get better every game playing against them, of course, and learn a lot from them. Especially me coming in as a freshman, I like to learn so much from these girls like Marshall and USC and all these girls that have had experience. It's just been so
Mhm.
fun watching and getting to play against them. But I mean, our leadership on our team, just with Bindu, of course, the vet, and Talia, who's been here a couple years, they continue to just get on me when when they need to, hey, don't do that. That was a dumb foul. At the end of the game yesterday when I fouled with a couple minutes left, Bendu, she got on me a little bit, but it was more of, hey, you don't want to do this because of this. It's
Mm.
not like, don't do it, it's not getting on you because she knows that I screwed up. I know that I screwed up. She doesn't need to tell me that. She just needs to say, hey, this is why we need to do this better next time. This is why
Mhm.
you shouldn't do that. Let's do this next time. So she did a great job of that last night, getting me through the end of those minutes when you could tell I was a little flustered, but getting me through that, just being a great leader, was just something that I love Bendu so much for, and getting me through that. And of course, hitting her 1,000th point, amazing.
Amazing.
Yes, but learning from her and the leadership role that I'm gonna have to eventually step into in my time here at OSU, just getting to grow in that capacity, and of course, learning from one of the best. So fun.
Yeah, and you can see the chemistry on
Mhm.
the court. I mean, you guys get fired up. And as somebody who's just watching it from the TV, you can feel the energy. What about off the court? How have you guys been gelling?
Yeah, it honestly, because we hang out together so much off the court, it's making our on-court chemistry even better. Um, we hang out a lot off the court and just get to know each other better. I mean, get to know each other personalities, what makes us click, what makes us play well, what gets us going, and maybe what isn't the best for us. And because I feel like we have connected so well off the court, that has helped our team chemistry on the court, which has been even better because you get to the court and you're like, well, I know what works for her, I know what doesn't work for her, and I feel like especially our upperclassmen have done a
Mhm.
good job of recognizing the freshmen, what we need to hear, when we need to hear it. You can just tell, again, Bendu, Talia, AJ last night, even Yelena. I mean, all of them are recognizing what works for me, and then there's Tamia Gardner, of course, who's been watching all of this, and she's the one who just gets on me when I need it most. And I'm so thankful for that because she's been able to see everything. So yell at me to post up, yell at me to call for the ball, this and that. But they've just done such a great job because we gel so well off the court that we get onto the court and we know each other well enough to know what we need when we need it, and how to win a game.
Yeah. And I love your offensive side. You really command the ball. You are a presence in there in the paint. But I feel like you're cementing yourself as a two-way player a little bit on the defensive side too. Has there been a mindset shift of you wanting opponents to be scared when they come in the paint coming
Yeah.
towards you?
Oh yeah, 100%. You always want to invoke that fear. I mean, come on. Especially as a post player. I've been watching, Cameron Brink and all the people that in this conference, in SQ. I mean, all these people that have just, you don't want to play against them. You just don't.
Mhm.
They scare you on defense, maybe something like that. They just intimidate. There's an intimidation factor. Even if it's not a lot, that's always there. It's lingering. And I've always envied that. I've wanted that. And in high school, I had that. Nobody wanted to come near me. I mean, of course, Lauren Betts when I played against her, when we played against each other. But for the most part, nobody wanted to come in there. They would kick it out. And of course, that's what I want to do coming here. And it's definitely been a change because the guards are a lot faster. They're really good. And it's super fun to get to become better in that aspect, especially on defense. And Coach Rook has done an awesome job of coaching me up in that. And obviously, I still have a ton to learn, but getting
Yeah.
my feet to move faster. And they're just things, especially on the defensive end, that I never did in high school that I am learning to do now and that I'm capable of, that I never knew I was capable of. But thanks to the coaches here, they're telling me I can do it. So I can do it and they expect me to.
I mean, it looks great. It seems like you're doing a great job. You're doing it. You're doing it. And you hinted at it earlier, but you did have surgery on your labrum not too long ago, and now you're here, freshman of the week, getting double doubles almost every night. How was that recovery, and what did you learn about yourself during that time?
Yeah, my shoulder recovery was definitely a lot easier than I anticipated. I think just because I had already gone through an ACL recovery,
Mhm.
kept me out for 9 months my junior year of high school. So I think because of that ACL injury, I kind of knew the mindset I had to be in order to, not go crazy. Watching, especially I came in whenever we came in was June, and I just got out of my sling. I was about a month and a half out, and I didn't expect to play till November-ish.
Mm.
Thankfully, I got released early and got to play a little earlier, but the plan wasn't until maybe beginning of November for me to play. And that's just hard, especially coming to a college where you want to play. And obviously, we had a couple post leave, so I knew I needed to play because it was just Yelena and Tamia. So
Mhm.
I need to step up so bad, but just knowing that I probably need to play the first couple games. Again, thankfully, I did get to come back early, but mentally, it was a lot easier. And I just focused on getting better for my team because I knew the minute I wanted to be ready, The minute I got to play, I got to be ready for my team, offensively, defensively, on the bench, on the court, wherever that is, mentally and physically being there, whether I can play, whether I can't. That was super important to me. So being in that mindset of just being there for your team, being there for your coaches that believe in you and that recruited you to come to this school to play a
Mhm.
sport that you love. Being there mentally, physically is super important. And that's mainly what I focused on. And thankfully, our trainers did a great job here of getting me back early. And my
Yeah.
teammates did a great job of encouraging me when I got to practice for the first time or got to, do certain stuff, all these little milestones to eventually get to where I am today.
Isn't it such a difference when you are away from the thing that you love for a long time and then you touch that basketball for the first time back? You feel like you have superpowers,
Oh
right?
my goodness, that is an understatement. That is, oh my goodness, it is such an amazing feeling. I would tell you the first time after my ACL tear, the first basketball game I ever played, and I didn't play defense because I was so worried. And I watched film back. I ran it back, watched some clips from that game, and my mom, of course, didn't say anything because it was my first game back. Didn't expect much, and I'm like, Mom, I didn't play defense. Why aren't you yelling at me? And she's like, Reagan, it was your first game back in 9 months. I'm not gonna yell at you yet. I was like, oh yeah, okay, so it's coming. But it was funny because after the first game back from my shoulder was a little different. I felt a little more confident than I did, but thankfully my knee and shoulder are both feeling great, and I'm ready to go. So
Amazing. And you mentioned your mom, I know that you come from a athletic family. Both your parents played, your brother plays sports. I have to know what those family game nights were like. Were
oh
they so competitive? Like, what was going on there?
oh my goodness, I don't even know how to describe it. It maybe something as simple as a card game turned into a wrestling match. And I mean, thankfully, all my siblings and I are super close in age. I got my brother who's a sophomore at the Air Force Academy and only 2 years older than me. Younger brother who's a year younger than me. He's going to go play football at FIU. Then my younger sister's a sophomore, 16, who's eventually going to go play basketball somewhere. And so you got all of us all of us were born within 4.5 years. So you can imagine that we were all right there with each other. We weren't taking anything from anyone. And so those card games would just turn into wrestling matches. We had to move the coffee table out of the living room. I mean, no sharp edges allowed. It was just something. Eventually, my mom just said, if you put on your plate, you're going to eat it because there were so many tears shed. But, it toughened us up, got us to where we are today. So it's okay. We'll let it slide. But those family game nights got super intense and have gotten even more intense as we have grown older and become more competitive.
I can't imagine. I'm sure your parents are like, okay, what did we do? Why did we raise all these athletes?
Yeah.
Mm.
They might question that sometimes.
They might question it. But hey, you guys are all successful. It has toughened you up. I know when you're
Yeah.
in the post, you're like, well, I've done this against my brother a billion times, so this is easy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I will tell you, these girls in Pac-12 are really good, but going against my older brother and even my younger brother when he got taller than me and bigger than me is nothing compared to that. It's not like it's like they're not even trying. They're not breaking a sweat, and I'm working my butt off to post them up, and they're not moving, and I'm trying so hard. It is so hard, but goals in Pac-12 are good, but my brother's hard to move around. Let's just say that.
Well, it prepared you. It prepared you. And,
100%.
you had quite the 2022, including moving to Oregon, working with the trainers and moving, 1,300 miles away from your hometown in Colorado. Talk a little bit about why you chose Oregon State to play basketball and what that adjustment's kind of been like being away from home.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I'm going to go with the comments that everybody hears when they go to OSU, but Coach Ruick and the coaching staff here have done such a great job of creating a family environment and a family culture that I truly believe is a family. And that's the main reason why I chose Oregon State was because of the culture here and the, oh my goodness, this fans here are amazing. Gil just gets electric. I was fortunate enough before COVID hit to come to the CU Utah weekend up here. And I mean, even then before COVID hit, it was electric. You couldn't hear a thing sometimes. It was so the culture on the team and then the culture of this cute little college town that we're in was just something that I knew I wanted to be a part of since I committed. So that's the main reason why I chose here was just the people, not just on the team, not just coaching staff, but the people in Corvallis itself. For the adjustment wise, the adjustment has been hard. Obviously, especially when it comes to basketball, the pace is just faster. Everybody's better. It's like the dial is cranked to 10, so you got to work 10 times harder because someone's out there working their butt off too. So you got to match that, right? So
Yeah.
for basketball has been hard, but it's achievable. I mean, you have so many resources around you here. I have so many resources. I'm guessing wherever you go at this level, you have so many resources to help you get better, improve. And for the most part, you probably have teammates that encourage you to get in the gym, get better on that off time that you have, especially in the summer when you're not doing too much and it's restrictive. They're encouraging you to get in the gym. I remember Talia every single day it was like after our workouts, like, hey, y'all want to stay for some pickup, and people that were in town. Because Pivot was back, Destiny Slocum was back at some point, and she just texted a group chat, hey, y'all want to play some pickup today? I mean, just to get those extra reps was super important, especially adjusting because we had to adjust quickly. Since those transfers did happen, I knew I was going to play more than I expected at first. So because those transfers happened, I knew I was going to have to be ready. And so those extra reps, even in the summertime, was super important. And that helped me adjust super well. And then, of course, the coaches are doing a great job of helping all the freshmen adjust well and just the pace of the game. I mean, easing us in well and getting us ready for every single game and what to expect in the Pac-12, which now we know. So now we're ready to go.
Yeah, it's not an easy conference. It's not. Your next game is against Arizona on Friday, and every night it seems like it's a tough opponent after a tough opponent. How has that mentality kind of shifted for you? Because, in high school, you maybe have like one game a week or a couple games. Now it's like back to back to back top players in the country. How has that been?
It's been so fun. I mean, like I said, so much opportunities to learn and grow in your own aspect of your game. I mean, grow as a team, just grow as a culture on your team. It's fun getting to learn again what works for your teammates at one point in the game, because you get in these close games and of course everybody's super competitive, so you get to learn what your teammates are like in those scenarios and what's best for them, and just to help encourage you. I mean, it's amazing getting to play against such great players, because that's just going to make you better. I mean, I always say going against Yelena in practice is the best thing for me. I mean, that's 6'9" in a Pac-12. I mean, you can't get much better than that, right? That's height, that's strength. I mean, get to practice against that every day. Are you kidding? That's awesome. I mean, that's just going to make me so much better. And getting to play against these teams, Pac-12, in my opinion, is, if not one of the strongest conference. Like you said, every game's a battle, every game's a war, but it's fun. I mean, it's so competitive, and that's why we all come to play at this level, right? To play some really good teams, play with some really good players, and to play against really good players with some really good coaches. So it's been so fun, and I'm ready to continue.
Yeah, you had, like I said, a great 2022. Now it's a new year. Do you have any New Year's resolutions on and off the court? It could be about anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really good with New Year's resolutions.
Same. It's fine.
It's so hard for me to keep them. I don't know why. I haven't been able to keep one yet, like for a whole year. I've gotten close, but it's never really happened before. But I feel like this year's the year. But anyway, I feel like one of them is, obviously my favorite one is reading my Bible every day. That's something, even if it's Bible verse or two, just gives me the right mindset for basketball, for school, whatever it might be. So that's New Year's resolution that I need to really focus on this year, because Pac-12 is going to get crazy, so be disciplined in that. But just continuing to put the work in. I mean, and encouraging my teammates to do the same, so that we can grow as a team, grow as a culture here at OSU, and become better each day, so that we can make it to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's a great resolution. I think you guys are striving towards that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Before I let you go, head off to watch the new Avatar. I have some rapid fire questions so we can get to know you a little bit more. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, great. Favorite genre of music to listen to?
I like me some country music.
Ooh, okay. Some cowgirl boots. That's cute. Okay, the last movie you watched and enjoyed.
Oh, last movie I watched and enjoyed. Oh, I watched Remember the Titans about a week ago. Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorite movies ever.
That's a classic. That's a
Love.
great one.
Yeah.
Great one. Okay. So good. So good. Least favorite fruit or vegetable?
My least favorite vegetable is broccoli, but I eat it because it's good for me.
Oh,
But
Raegan. Put some cheese on it. It'll be better.
but I choke it down, so it's fine. But it's definitely not my favorite.
Good to know. So we're bringing all broccoli for you next game.
Okay.
Favorite pregame snack? We know it's not broccoli, but what
Pregame snack. In the locker room now. For some weird reason, it's never happened, but I really like goldfish right now. I don't
Oh,
know why, just like a handful, like a little pouch of goldfish. I
okay.
don't know why. That's never happened. It's a little weird, but it's right now it's working, I guess. So
Yeah,
stay.
roll with it. It's a handful of goldfish and a double double. So let's keep that going.
Perfect.
How would your teammates describe you in 3 words?
Oh, one would probably be joyful. Um, oh, I don't know. Maybe maybe like happy, I guess. I don't
That's good.
know. Kind, I think. I would hope. I mean,
Wow.
a few things that I've heard, so I hope that's the
Those
case.
are great descriptors. I love that for you.
Thank you. Let's hope I'm pretty sure that's true. Let's hope so.
Okay, if you didn't play basketball, what sport would you play?
I mean, if there was a girls' football league, I'd probably do that. I mean,
Hey, hey
getting
now, Oregon State, they take walk-ons, right? Let's
I
try
know,
it.
right? Getting to play some tight end like my brothers, I don't see why not. I got some nice reps when I was younger. What's what's the difference now, right?
I am all for that. Just tell me what jersey number. I'm buying a Raegan Beers football jersey. Easy, easy. Okay, last one. What is your personal motto for this season, if you have
Mm,
one?
my motto, mainly for every basketball season, that my dad actually told me at a young age was stay hungry, stay happy, stay humble. He always loved those 3 H's, and I have kind of lived by that. Stay happy because you never know what's going to be taken away. Of course, it's happened to me a couple times. So enjoy the time you have. Stay hungry. I mean, get after it. You can't just be content with where you're at. So staying hungry is super important. I always wanted to get better, and then stay humble. I mean, always reflect praise. My dad always taught me it's not all about you. This again, it's a team sport. There's 5 of you on that court. You wouldn't be able to score unless your teammates got you the ball, right? So those 3 things, that motto has kind of stuck with me ever since I was little, and thankfully my parents have done a great job of kind of ingraining that into my head.
That's so good. I love that motto. Okay, I'm gonna take that for myself.
You go
Well,
right ahead.
I'm stealing it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
happy to
taking
share it. It's okay. Sharing's caring.
it. Thank you so much, Raegan. Go get your cowgirl boots on, eat some broccoli. I know you don't want to, but thank you for chatting with me. Good luck in your next game, the rest of the season, and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Go Beavs.